Hello there, sir. Nice to meet you.
Hi, how many?
Well, I found these here metal nails, and I was wondering if you could help me figure out the worth of these.
Well, these look like steel nails from way back when in the Industrial Revolution. These might be cost maybe a few thousand or something.
Really? A few thousand for these nails? Well, I would be delighted to find someone who would love to pay for them.
Well, I'd be happy to take them and look at them and do them with my body and see if they cost anything. So basically, these nails are made out of steel and...
But no, they're iron spikes, aren't they?
No, I'm pretty sure they are steel.
Oh
Because,
my.
you see, steel is made out of iron and carbon and other materials, while iron is just a pure substance and it is usually taken out of the ground. So before the 14th century, there used to be wrought iron, but then they had pig iron, which is unrefined iron.
I see.
They later turned it into steel, and that's where it got its hardness. So steel had less carbon than iron, and also it was less brittle and it was more flexible. So basically, these steel nails are better than iron.
Thank you very much.
So,
Hey, thanks for having me. So you said you had some steel objects that you would show me.
oh yeah, I have them right here.
Take them out. Oh, you know what? These actually look like railroad spikes from the Industrial Revolution. And prior to this, they couldn't make railroads out of steel because it was much too expensive. But Henry Bessemer changed that in 1855 when he patented a process called the Bessemer process. And this process made steel a lot easier to make, and it made it more efficient, and it was able to be produced in large quantities for a much cheaper price. And as a result of that, they were able to make much more like methods of transportation, such as railroads or bridges or even boats and barges, out of steel instead of iron. And steel was a much better alternative because it was much more durable and lasted longer than iron.
So you were talking about the Industrial Revolution and about steel. So, how is iron different from steel?
Well, as I was saying before, before railroads and things like that and buildings used to be made out of iron because it could be produced in much larger quantities. But once people started using the Bessemer process, they started to use steel more to create different things because steel was much more durable, it lasted longer, it was a lot stronger than iron. And the development of iron and steel mirrored the development of the other technologies during that time period, because as we created more steel, we were able to build more things like buildings and trains and railroads, and steel was even used for telephone wire and different things like that. So pretty much everything revolved around steel, and that's kind of how it is nowadays too, because steel is used for pretty much every aspect of construction. Like when people create buildings, they use steel all the time. Steel is like a preferred material to use because of its properties, and people always use steel to build earthquake-resistant structures because steel has an ability to bend and fold and change its shape permanently, and it doesn't crack or crumble under tension. It just kind of changes its shape. So it's a lot better for creating structures that will last longer against like earthquakes and other natural disasters. And steel is also very recyclable, so people just reuse steel all the time and it's environmentally friendly because you can just reuse it for different things. And steel is just it's a very good, efficient, sturdy material for any construction purpose or anything like that. Okay.
So how much are these railroad spikes worth? Maybe I was thinking it would be a couple thousand.
Well, I'm not sure about that. I think these would be worth maybe $200 to $300. So yeah, thank you for letting me check these out.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll see you.
How's it going? So you got a good deal for me?
Well, I think these steel mills are worth about maybe a couple hundred.
So how much exactly?
As I said, a couple hundred.
Alright. So, I guess it seems like a fairly good deal. I'll sell them to you for $200. I'd like my cash within the week.